Hi, my name is Susanna Mills, and I am the editor-in-chief of the American Philatelist. So the issue is themed snake oil salesmen and philatelic fraudsters. So snake oil salesmen are people who are trying to market their falsely advertised products as, curing all kinds of ailments that people might have, but in fact they obviously don't cure anything at all. So there's a Philatelic connection there. And then the other part of the issue is Philatelic fraudsters. These are colorful, larger-than-life characters who manage to trick a bunch of people into buying fakes and forgeries. Obviously, this is still a problem we have today, which means it can be a very painful topic, but most of this issue focuses on those ruffians from years past, back in the 1920s, the 1930s, a little bit too long ago to still carry that sting of pain for us today. The theme of our issue really takes us back to around a century ago, or even further back, and the theme is filled with so many larger-than-life characters, larger-than-life topics, that the way we wanted to display that is, on the cover, is through an old-fashioned newspaper, where you would leaf through and have these huge bombastic advertisements. We actually went through a lot of newspapers from like the late 1800s, the early 1900s. Just look for examples, what the fonts looked like, what little sketches were included, how people advertised actual snake oil products. We looked at the actual advertisements of these products that were used in the articles and tried to bring that energy into the cover. So we've got a big advertisement for the oxypather device, and we use the text from the advertisements, like it's speedy, it's safe. Wait, okay, here's the quote. It's simple, sure, safe, speedy saving system. Which I guess if it doesn't do anything, it's definitely safe. But it does not free you from drugs and doctors forever. We have a big wanted style, have you seen this man, for our philatelic fraudster, William Hale. Like there's a police notice out for him. And then we incorporate all of our other articles in as little tidbits, additional ads and notices that would appear in the newspaper. So it was really fun to put together. And Chad, our graphic designer, did a great job bringing in all of the elements and testing out different fonts in different styles to make them stand out. So one of our articles follows this man named William Hale, and he traveled around the United States back in the day, back in the early 1900s, and he advertised in a bunch of different philatelic publications and a bunch of newspapers, but he was selling fakes and forgeries, and then he got caught for that. He was in jail for a while, and then when he was released, he started washing stamps in order to resell them as mint condition stamps rather than used stamps, which is a federal crime. So that's the kind of thing we're looking at in the olden days. Of course, now I think a lot of collectors could tell stories about shopping online and dealing with some kind of scammer, someone who tried to sell something as genuine that was not genuine. someone who tried to cover up the actual condition of a stamp, and didn't give a refund when they were called out on it. That kind of thing does proliferate across the internet when you're shopping, and a lot of people have problems. And obviously that's the kind of thing that the APS cares a lot about, helping people. So that's then. This is now. They're different worlds, but they're the same kinds of bad actors, just different methods. So not everything in the issue relates back to that theme. We actually had a wide variety of other articles. We went to the Cocos-Keeling Islands, which is a territory of Australia, and looked at a mystery souvenir sheet from there. We went to World War II with Wayne Youngblood, and he described this practice that was sponsored by companies like Pepsi Cola, and they set up recording booths for the soldiers to record a message and mail the record back to their families. We have a short article about fancy cancels that were used on domestic mail in New York City, an article about the Marquis de Lafayette, and additionally we had a lot of really important announcements. We have a save the date for summer seminar, which will be live and in person this year. We have an announcement from Scott English about the results of the reader survey that we did back in December, and also an announcement from Scott about the ASDA and APS proposed merger, which will not actually be happening. We have an update from our sales department about what it will look like for buyers and sellers now to use our internet store on Hipstamp, which I know a lot of people are curious about, like what's changed, what stays the same. So there's some important answers to those questions in her column.